What's up, guys, and welcome to another wild weekend in Bitcoin. We're going to be taking a look at the charts, taking a look at some paths for the bearish case scenario and some paths for the bullish case scenario. We're going to take a look at it both ways. You make up your own mind. I got some new charts I want to look at. Also, don't forget we have a free Discord group. There's a link below in the description. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's an awesome community, and let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own due diligence and your own research before investing or trading in any markets. Just a reminder, at the end of this video, we'll be doing a Ledger Nano S hard wallet giveaway. All you have to do if you want to enter to win next week's is make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash that thumbs up button and leave your comment down below. That will get you entered to win next week's. All right, let's take a look at the fear and greed index. We're at 94. We raised 3 points from yesterday, still in the extreme greed zone. We're going to take a look at a couple speculative bullish charts here, and then we're going to go into the speculative bearish charts. And we're going to kind of take a look at the price action, see what could be going on. So over here, as you know, can see this is the monthly chart, and I took a measurement from the 8 EMA down here to the top, the peak of the 2017 bull run. It got 185% away before the massive rejection. And if we look at the bull run we had last year, from the 8 EMA was 100%. So let's say that happened again. If it was to happen again in the same way, which who knows? I mean, obviously this is just speculation, but if history repeats itself, and we did a 100% move off of the 8 EMA here, that would get us up to right around the 25,160 range. And if we did that 180 range, or 180% rise above the 8 EMA here, would be about 35,000. We're going to take a look at a couple more charts too, so definitely stick around. This one here is our weekly chart, and I did the same thing on the weekly, a little bit different. If you look at how this bull run kicked off, we had these two runs here, two pullbacks, and then up. And same thing, we had kind of the two stair steps, whatever you want to call it, right here before continuing on up. So, and if we look at from the second step here, that was a 295% move to the top in 2017. From the second step here to the top was 52%. Let's look at the second step over here on this weekly. As you can see, we are obviously parabolic here, so be extremely careful. But a 52%, just like we were back here, would suggest that we are topped out. If we're going to go to our 300%, it's 295% to be exact. That could get us up to, I don't know why that disappeared, but 49,500. Is it possible? It is possible. Is it likely? Who knows, the way Bitcoin's acting right now. Like I said, we are parabolic, and parabolic moves usually don't end well. You can see what happened in both of these parabolic moves here. As you can see, there was our top, there was our top, there was our top here. And what happened afterwards? Pretty big corrections. And if we took a look at the corrections, let's do that real quick. From the peak here all the way down to the bottom was 85%. And if we do another one from last year's high all the way down to the bottom here was 72%. Let's say we did just a 50% from here. Where would that leave us? Right around 9,200 area. We'll see what happens. RSI does look topped out on everything, but as you guys know, technical analysis has been off during this bull run, to say the least. But let's take a look here. This is Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. They did sponsor this video. If you guys are interested, I'll leave a Prime XBT tutorial up top. It is by far my favorite exchange. You could trade Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow, Jones, everything on one exchange. What I'm looking at here is I had this rising channel here, and on Prime I have about 20,200 is the possible target here. I do expect us to come back down and retest this channel first and confirming this for support before going up if that was to happen. But if you guys are interested in trading on this platform, use my promo code SAVVY50. We'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit up to 1 Bitcoin that can be used towards your margin. Savvy25 will get you 25% off of your trading fees. And let's look at another look at the weekly. So we had this measured move here off the falling broadening wedge that we've talked about at 16,000. And if we look at this as a symmetrical triangle, we had a measured move around 28,000. We've had these here for extremely long time. Could this possibly be where we're going? It's definitely a possibility. I would at least expect us to come back down for a retest. As you guys know, in bull runs like this, we usually have 30 to 40% corrections. We haven't even seen that here in quite some time. I'm expecting a pullback if it hasn't even started already. Another thing we talked about yesterday, and we'll take a look at that chart too, where I talked about yesterday's close, what I was expecting. Pretty interesting. So let's look at the symmetrical triangle in the RSI, where we had talked about being bullish if this broke here, although I was still speculative, or I was still in disbelief that this was a true bull run. Let's look at this rising channel here and see where this closes on the weekly. Our weekly closes tonight. This will be very interesting to see what happens. Could this signify a top? It definitely could. And if so, I would expect to come back down for the RSI, weekly RSI, to retest the top of this trend line here. If you guys are interested in helping support the channel, this is my wife's webpage, inkyyourimage.com. A lot of cool crypto stuff on there. Check it out. Hit her up in the contact if you have any questions. She can put anything you want on any of this stuff, not just what you see. All right, looking at the daily. So this is what we talked about yesterday. This trend line here from these two peaks, we did wick above it. And let's take a look at where we closed yesterday, because you guys remember I did put this 18, 7, 13 right in that range, and I said if we closed above this trend line, it could be bullish and could continue up. If we close below, obviously I was expecting a drop, which we did get a drop. We are climbing back up as of right now. Same thing, I'd like to see where this daily closes. If it closes up here, that obviously will close outside of the weekly channel that we just took a look at. But it closed below this. I think we stay bearish here. Let's take a look at our targets. If we do break above, like I said in the bullish case, if we do close above this today, we could possibly get support on this trend line and move up to the next trend line here off of these two wicks here. And that would be around the 22,250 range. I would expect a rejection there and another retest of this area. But if we are topped out here, the bearish case, let's take a look at that. So if we don't get back above this today and we stay below this trend line, the Fibonacci retracements here, the first retracement level would be the 0.236 fib in the big picture. Obviously, there will be a lot up and down on the way, but in the big picture would be around the 15,500 range, depending on where it hit this, if it does get down here. But this is the rising broadening wedge that we broke out of. We had a measured move of that at about 18,250. Obviously, we went above that. But a break of this trend line here, break of this trend line in a 0.236 fib. Our next level of support would be the 0.382, which would be about 13,250 range. And then we had the 0.5 fib, which is going to be right around, I don't know why I don't have around the $11,400 range. And then we have the golden pocket zone down here between the 9150 and 9650 range. If that wasn't to hold, we'd be looking at the 7100 range. And then, of course, all the way back down, possibly test this bottom trend line or a double bottom from back here in the worst case scenario. Another thing I want to look at here is it does look like we've had a triple top on the RSI. A lot of times that signifies a drop coming As you can see, we did the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3 tops. And this one was on our first leg. Then we topped on our second leg, and our third leg was the last one. Let's take a look over here. And our first leg, second leg top, third leg top. It is possible we're topped here, guys. Be careful. Again, if we break back above it this high here, 18.9, we're most likely going to be heading towards that 22 range. I do have some other targets we're going to take a look at here on the 4 hour, and that being that rising channel we was talking about, the measured move of that. You measure the channel, go up to where it broke initially, and around 20,700 could be a quick leg up there too. So watch that area. If we do break the high, going to 20,700 to 22,250, somewhere in that range. Again, I expect to most likely come back down and retest this trend line of the breakout here, also here, and that being around the 16.7. And then we also have this trend line off of all these wicks touching down here, which would be around the 15,002. If we do get back beneath here in this channel, most likely, guys, we'll come back down to test the bottom of the channel. And depending on how quick that is, it could be around the 12.9 range. And if that was to break, then we would take and do a measured move down this way. Could be as low as 8,200, somewhere in that range. We do have a golden pocket in this range around 8,800. As of right now, if you guys can see here in the RSI, let me expand this a little bit. We do seem to be in a triangle here, and we've tagged the bottom. We come up and get the top one more time. That could be obviously another leg up. If we break the bottom here, could be a pretty quick fall down to these levels. Now let's zoom in real quick, take a look at, let's throw the fibs on here, the Fibonacci retracement on this last little move. Obviously this isn't long term, but on the short term, from the swing high here, we'll put the Fibonacci retracement to the swing low there. We have crossed above the golden pocket zone. Our next stop here to watch for resistance is going to be around the 18,700 range. Keep an eye on that. We'll see what happens, but I do see some pretty good resistance there if we get up in that range. All right, let's pick our winner. I put 5 videos on here. I think I only did 3 or 4 last week, but I'm getting back on it to getting into every day. I just had a lot of stuff going on. Those of you that belong to the Discord know, but let's pick a random number, and it's 5. So we'll go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. Massive Bitcoin move could be soon. Copy the link address. Go over to the random comment picker. Put it in there. Get YouTube comments. And pick our winner. And this week's winner of the Ledger Nano S hard wallet is Hard Knocks 81. Thanks for your time, brother. Thanks for your time, brother. Anyways, get a hold of me. You can hit me up in the email. You have 24 hours to get a hold of me and let me know where it's at. I'll verify it's you, and then we'll get it sent out to you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for everybody that's watching the video. Make sure you don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Leave your comment below to get your Ledger Nano S next week. And yeah, that's it, guys. I'm out. Have a great weekend. Rest of your weekend.